Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris here. And as you're aware, if you've been following this channel for any length of time, I like to do sort of an Xbox Series S and sometimes PlayStation 5 sort of summary of games I've been playing on a monthly basis. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I really haven't had a ton of time to play my PS5 or my Xbox Series S. And there really honestly hasn't been a whole lot lately on either system that has really drawn my attention. Now, there are a couple of games that I do want to talk about. One of them is on the PS5 and one of them is actually on the Switch. And the one on the Switch really surprised me. So let's get into these and talk about it. So let's start with the PS5. The only game on it recently that I've been playing with any kind of consistency is Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8. I am not that far into it, so I really can't provide a review of it, but I can give you some impressions. And so far, I think it's good. You know, it starts off a little bit clunky, I think, in the beginning, where you really can't see what's going on and you're sort of fumbling your way through the introduction and sort of this dark, snowy landscape. But once you actually get to the village, it gets better. I haven't even yet gotten into the castle yet, so obviously there's a lot ahead of me as far as this game goes, and I'm planning to spend some time this week trying to get back into it and make some progress with it. It hasn't fully hooked me yet, but I am interested, and so I'm hoping that once I do get into sort of that main area, the main castle, I'll be a little bit more invested in it. So far, though, it looks great on the PS5. It runs really well. It's super smooth, and I am interested to make some progress there. So let's talk about the Switch game that just came out of nowhere for whatever reason and kind of blindsided me with being super hilarious and super entertaining. And this, I believe, was on the 3DS a while back and has been sort of upgraded and ported over to the Switch. So it's one of those games that you would just sort of think, well, you know, maybe I'll check it out in a sale. But I saw the ads for it and I thought really, it looked really kind of funny. And I've been wanting to play something kind of lighthearted that didn't take a ton of, you know, sort of, I don't know, focus to get through, something I could just sort of sit back, relax, and play, and that is Miitopia. I gotta say, this game is hilarious, and it makes me miss Mii's. Now, a lot of people, I think, are not sad to see the Wii and Wii U era of Nintendo sort of as a bygone thing, but I really find this entertaining, and one of the best things about it is you can go online in the game and bring in popular Mii's and just sort of drop them in as characters in the story of Miitopia as you're playing, and if you're not familiar with the game, it's really a basic, straightforward, turn-based RPG. And I'll just say, you know, straight up from the front, I really usually don't enjoy turn-based RPGs. I like action RPGs like Zelda, that sort of thing. But it is so basic and so straightforward and so quirky and so hilarious that I've really kind of gotten invested in it. I've played it, you know, a few hours each day since I picked it up. I think it was this past Friday when it did release, and I'm recording this on Monday. So I played it really a lot over the weekend, and from what I've been able to tell, it looks like it's a pretty lengthy game, surprisingly. So far I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's got kind of a nice difficulty, right? I mean, some of the enemies you face are, as you would imagine, super easy, and you can just sort of breathe through them. Some of them have a little bit more of a challenge, but this has always been my issue with turn-based RPGs. You know, for example, Octopath Traveler. I played that for a little while because it was on Game Pass. I enjoyed what I played of it, but I was making great progress, and I hit this really super hard enemy that I just could not get past. I backtracked. I tried to, you know, level up and upgrade my stuff a million which ways from Sunday, and I just could not get past this boss. And I got to a point where I just said, forget it, I'm tired of it. But so far with Miitopia, it's been, you know, a nice kind of gradual increase in difficulty. And again, after, you know, the year that we've all had with COVID, and, you know, I'm a teacher. I teach at a community college. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. And I spend all my time grading papers and doing that sort of stuff. Like a lot of people, I want something a little bit laid back. And that's what this has been. And I've really enjoyed it. And it's kind of a nice surprise because Nintendo hasn't had a lot that has really piqued my interest lately, and so this kind of came out of nowhere and blindsided me, and I've been really happy with it. Of course, there are some other Nintendo titles coming this summer that I'm excited about, Mario Golf being probably the main one, and then Skyward Sword, even though I've beaten that on Wii, I'm going to go back and play it again, but Miitopia, out of nowhere, it's kind of hit me as a really super fun game. If you have a Switch, I would say don't sleep on it. And it's $50. It's not even $60. I think it's in a good price point for Nintendo first-party stuff that's actually super high quality. So I give it my thumbs up and do fully recommend it. Anyway, if you've played Resident Evil Village, or more specifically, if you played Miitopia, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let's have some discussion.